Alright, let's cook some steaks. Picked up these New York primes from Costco. Neighbors hired me to cook steak for their prom dinner. I'm just going to cook them, they're going to pick them up. So just getting everything opened up here, prepped to go. Got to clean out my firebox from the last cook. What I have here is my cold ash bin. I worked as a boiler operator, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. We had some coal boilers, and we'd ship off all the ash to farmers because the farmers like to integrate it in with their soil. Go figure. So I save this ash for my wife so she can put them in her garden beds and her flower boxes, and yeah, it's good. I mean, it's good for me. I don't have to worry about it beyond this. This is how I clean out my firebox. You know, I could use an air compressor too, but I probably need to wheel the smoker out to do it because it'd be really dusty. Which I need to start doing in the summer. Anyways, this cook got pretty darn hot. I believe it was upwards of like 100 degrees inside the smokehouse during this cook with both smokers going. So it's awesome for the winter, keeps the weather off of my smokers. And in the summer I'll just run them out to use them. I'm going to do something different here and start my fire in the firebox. I've got some tumbleweeds down there. Figure I'll just skip a step and see how it works, mainly. So now I'll get this plastic bin out of the way so I don't melt it during the cook. That's just to catch any coals that fall out of the firebox while I'm going. Gonna fire up the pellet smoker here. I'm gonna go to 300 degrees. So I'll smoke these New Yorks at 300 degrees till they reach 125. From there I'll transfer them over to the offset and sear them off. I'm gonna go for 135 degrees, go for a medium, closer to a medium well, just because, you know, like high school kids maybe, I don't want them too pink. I prefer medium. Right in the medium phase is where I prefer it, but that's my plan today. So I'm gonna get this lit with my little torch dealio I got off Amazon. It's pretty cool. It runs on butane. I feel like I put a lot of butane in it though. Like, it doesn't last too long. As you can see, I'm struggling to get it to light here, but we are going. Takes a bit to get a good coal bed going, so hopefully that gets built out by the time I need to transfer over. The downside to doing this though is this, you can't even be in there. It's way too much smoke. So I'm seasoning these up with Montreal steak seasoning. It's by Grill Mates. I've tried a lot of different things. This is the one that I like best. It's basically salt and pepper with garlic, but I like it the best, and it's really what all of the people I've cooked steak for give me the best feedback on. So I'm not gonna fix what's not broken. So we're ready to throw these on, where I'm gonna put these first steaks are kind of on my warmer spot of my pellet smoker. The little burner box is right below this point, under the deflector plate. So throughout this cook, I'll do a rotation. I'll probably move the stuff that ends up on the far right over to the far left, just to keep everything as even as possible. I used to do this I'd reverse sear these on my propane grill, but we had a really bad windstorm come through and blow it over and just wrecked the thing. And I probably won't replace it. I've just gone full wood use. When it comes to steaks or anything, grilled chicken, I'll just do it on the firebox of the offset. So getting my probe set up here for that 125 mark like I was saying. Gonna give this a clean up with my sanitary wipes. You all know, like, these probes get pretty grody. Make sure you clean them up every time you use them, just to prevent any kind of food illness. My head's really jerking around with these glasses on, guys. I apologize. I will work on that. Don't want to make you all dizzy. So I just stick that in the thickest part of the steak so I can monitor it. So here I'm just kind of watching this burn down, through a couple splits on, and I'm just admiring how good pecan wood burns. I am a fan. I was using some fruit wood before this because there's a lot of fruit wood around where I live. But I found this supplier who does pecan, and he delivers. He's prompt. He's a good communicator. He's trying to build his business, so I'm going to give him a shout out in another video. So I've transferred steaks over to the offset, and I'm just searing these things off. Here's my hot box with the pan resting racks. So here I am, 137 degrees. I'm going to pull these all off. These should land around 140, 145 finished product, which is right at medium. There might be a little carryover cooking. So here we are, and fighting with the foil here because my glasses got too hot. Like I said, it's about 100 degrees in the smokehouse. They stopped working, so I was holding the phone with my hand. And there's 3 steaks for us to eat. Me, my wife, my kids. They turned out good. These went a little far, but we didn't eat for a couple hours after the cook. I threw them in the oven to stay warm, and the oven kind of pushed them past where I usually like them to be. All right, hope you enjoyed.